everyone, it's been a few months. I have 3 more sections to edit of my next big magical girl video. I have a lead in a summer musical that is almost through production. And I'm in my senior year of college! Yay! I'm tired. Anyway, a friend of mine informed me of the existence of a rainbow magic anime. Like, based on those fairy books where you felt super cool if your name was featured on the cover. For example, I am the Princess Fairy of Happiness.
Wow. Well, this is going to be my personality for the rest of my life.
For those of you who are not Y2K girly girls with a nostalgia obsession, Rainbow Magic is a British children's book series created by Working Partners and is currently owned by Mattel, with some licensing rights held by IOM Media Ventures. Each book is written by an anonymous author who uses the cute pseudonym Daisy Meadows. You can find all of the ghostwriters online, but I wonder why they had to hide their identities. Is it a payment thing? Do the authors feel ashamed of their works? Or is it just a consistency thing when searching for the books? I would love to know the lore behind that. Illustrations were done by Georgie Ripper from 2003 to 2007, but after that the art is credited to Orchard Books illustrators. Why are they so vague? These artists deserve recognition. Again, I'd love to know the reasoning behind this. If I worked on a fairy book series, I'd want credit. It has been a long time since I've read the books. Here are the ones I remember reading. But I am excited to watch the movie for the first time. Rainbow Magic Return to Rainspell Island is a British-Japanese animated direct-to-video movie and was released on May 7th, 2010. Despite sounding like a sequel, it is the only official animated project based on the Rainbow Magic property. The movie takes place right after the 7th book, Heather the Violet Fairy. Which, by the way, if the names change, the fairies are named different names in different regions. It's weird. Regardless, the Rainbow Fairy stories are canon to this movie. However, if you haven't read the books, the movie fills you in with a decent enough recap that establishes the Rainbow Fairies and the friendship between our 2 leads, Kirsty and Rachel. 2 human girls who are gifted their own fairy powers after helping the 7 Rainbow Fairies. The fun quickly ends with the appearance of Jack Frost, who has seen better days. Tumblr sexy man he is no more. Anyway, Jack Frost and his 3 goblins, Edison, Leonardo, and Newton, are quickly stopped by our protagonists and are trapped in a snow globe. Okay. Color is returned to the land as a cheesy pop song plays, and as a reward, the Queen of Fairyland gives Kirsty and Rachel heart amulets that allow them to turn into fairies whenever they want. The movie then skips ahead 3 months, and Kirsty comes to visit Rachel's hometown. As the girls are walking around town, some of Rachel's classmates hear their conversation about fairies.
Oh yes,
We're ever so close.
good old Rachel.
We couldn't help overhearing you just now. You know, talking about fairies.
We think fairies are amazing, don't you?
You've met them too.
Met them!
Oh, of course we've met them. Hasn't everyone? Well, no. At least, until now, I thought it was only Rachel and me. Hello, Rachel. Seen any fairies lately?
This is the most basic movie mean girl behavior, but it gives me uncomfortable middle school flashbacks. So, good job, writers! You captured that fake nice energy. Kirsty apologizes to Rachel for embarrassing her in front of the popular girls, but the 2 laugh the interaction off and continue to enjoy each other's company. Meanwhile, Jack Frost is feeling claustrophobic in the snow globe, complaining about how short winter is as the goblins continue to be goofy sidekicks. I don't think I'm going to like them. Despite Jack Frost's obvious selfishness and unwillingness to think of the other seasons, the king and queen release him? Are you too stupid? I'm going to let you guys guess what Jack Frost does after this, okay? Does he A. Go back to his snow castle and be a nice boy? B. Meet with the fairies and formally apologize? Or C. Go be evil again?
Let me out! Please, King Oberon, Queen Titania, have mercy! I've learned my lesson!
You promise to be good,
Yes, I do.
and on your very best behavior?
Oh, I promise. I promise I'll be good from now on.
Very well.
He didn't learn his lesson, you morons! How are you running a kingdom?
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Back to Rachel and Kirsty, our little blondie is becoming more insecure about the fairy situation after learning that her mother has organized a trip back to Rainspell Island. And the popular girls were invited! Oh no! After hearing the news, she decides to take off her necklace. Kirsty immediately calls Rachel out on this, and we get this scene.
Why are you hiding your amulet?
I'm not hiding it. I'm just putting it away in a safe place. I'd hate to break it or lose it.
Or let Lydia see it?
That most of all. The teasing will never end.
Just ignore her.
Easier said than done. You don't have to go to school with her. We have to be more careful, Kirsty. We're too old to believe in fairies.
But we've seen them. We even flew with them. If you ask me, the world would be a lot better place if everyone believed in fairies.
Followed by a sad little pop song and some smooth pouting animation. What the heck? Of course, Kirsty is always right and unapologetically herself, so the two forget the upcoming troubles by turning into fairies and flying around. I wish conflict resolution in real life was that easy.
You wish that was you, huh?
Flash forward to the big trip. The mean girls are still mean girling, and Rachel is growing more insecure by the second, meaning Kirsty's pep talk flying session didn't work. But it would have worked for me, bestie. You keep being you. We cut away from the girls for a moment and catch up with Jack Frost, who is working on an army of snowmen. Fitting. He sends his goblins to Earth to get eyes, noses, and mouths for the blank snow soldiers, so they make their way to Fairyland to cross over to Earth using the rainbow. We get some time to get to know the fairies before the goblins arrive. Ruby has a fiery temper, Fern has a calm, Fluttershy type personality, Sky is a flower-loving girly girl, Izzy is your rocker girl stereotype, Saffron is smart, and oh my god, did that squirrel just do the Arthur meme? Heather is the calm into meditation girly, and Amber makes puns!
Orange! Orange, you glad I'm here, Sky? Oh, Amber!
I love her! The fairies soon spot the goblins and assume they're up to no good. But they don't stop them from using the rainbow. Okay then. Ruby decides to follow them, and we cut back to Kirsty and Rachel setting up their tent. As Kirsty continues to ramble on about goblins, fairies, and Jack Frost, Rachel makes up excuses to keep the two of them away from everybody else. And Kirsty is not oblivious to what Rachel's doing.
Here you are. Why aren't you with the rest of the troop?
We decided to put our tent up here because the ground is softer. And, Kirsty is a very loud snorer.
I don't snore, Rachel.
Would you rather I said you won't stop talking about fairies and goblins?
Yes, at least that would be the truth. We know fairies are real. That's nothing to be ashamed of, is it?
No, of course it isn't.
Maybe what you're really ashamed of is having me as a friend. If it wasn't for me, Lydia wouldn't be teasing you.
I'm not ashamed. Just embarrassed.
Well, I won't embarrass you anymore.
Kirsty, wait! That came out all wrong.
It's all right, Rachel. I'll be more careful from now on.
Oh, I know I should just ignore her, but Lydia is such a...
Carrot!
I had another word in mind.
Thankfully, their argument doesn't last long, as Kirsty spots the carrots Rachel's mom was searching for earlier. The girls find the goblins and chase them down by bringing carousel animals to life and— Okay! I did not need to see this man's cheeks. This whole fight is absurd, but it's pretty fun. Unfortunately, the goblins get away, but the girls get some time to chat with Ruby, and they agree to meet again the following day. Meanwhile, Jack Frost fires his minions after they finish his army, and then he performs this unique musical number.
I I don't want to see no people here. Take 'em down, take 'em down, take 'em down, down, down. I don't want to see no people here. I want ice, I want ice. Get me snowballs, block that sun, block that sun, block that sun. Get me snowballs, block that sun.
It's no be prepared, but it'll do. Back on Earth, the mean girls keep mean girling, but this time Rachel has had enough.
Who? Your mummy? Does baby Kirsty want her bottle?
Bottle.
Thanks, Kirsty. But suddenly I'd rather do things your way.
Lydia continues to be a pain throughout this movie, but I really admire Kirsty's emotional maturity that influences Rachel as well. Like, girl, I need a friend like you! I want to be a friend like you! Back to Jack Frost, he has captured Ruby, Sky, Izzy, and the king and queen of Fairyland. However, he still disregards both the goblins and his snowmen, saying they're weaklings. Jack Frost then gets an ego check as one snowman wakes up, fixes his brethren, and they all rebel. As they should. The cold weather comes to the human world, the rainbow is frozen, and all seems hopeless, but our protagonists are smart. First tricking the goblins.
My turn! No!
Come on, I want it. It's mine.
Don't you goblins know anything about sharing?
Huh? Sharing?
Oh, yay.
All you have to do is divide the wand into 3 pieces. That way you could each have a wand.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Why didn't you figure that, Edison?
You broke it.
And then using their magic to free the fairies. However, the rainbow is still frozen, so they have to fly all the way to Fairyland, which takes longer. Think teleporting versus driving, I guess. When the fairies arrive, they realize Jack Frost has already been defeated, and the real villain is the giant snowman. I don't know, it doesn't matter. The fairies cover the snowman with flowers, make him dizzy, and set the king and queen free to help fix everything. The big snowman melts on the unfrozen rainbow. Fairyland is unfrozen. And Jack Frost is arrested. Again. But what happened to the mean girls, you might be asking? Well, after the fairies said their goodbyes, the girls return home, Lydia learns her lesson, and they all become friends as the movie closes with one last look of the rainbow.
On the other side of the rainbow live the Rainbow Magic Fairies, where they have lots of exciting and enchanting adventures. Will Rachel and Kirsty be able to help Belle find her magical birthday items, or will birthdays be ruined forever? Find out in Belle the Birthday Fairy, out now. Jack Frost has stolen the Twilight Fairy's bags of magical twilight dust. Can Rachel and Kirsty help the fairies get them back and bring peace and harmony to nighttimes everywhere? 7 fantastic new Rainbow Magic books to collect. Make sure that you're the first to get your copies of the Twilight Fairies, out August 2010. Unlock the magic within at www.rainbowmagicbooks.co.uk.
While the story is pretty basic, I found the film to be mostly enjoyable. The cheesy pop songs reminded me of other nostalgic films I would have watched around the time this movie came out. I would have liked to see more of the Rainbow Fairies, but I enjoyed the dynamic of our 2 leads. I am so glad Rachel didn't let the mean girls worry her for the whole movie, or antagonize Kirsty for more than a minute. Rachel could have easily been unlikable, but she talks to Kirsty about her worries. They don't get mad and give each other the silent treatment. That's such a common thing in girly movies especially. And I'm so happy it isn't here. Kirsty is wonderful, Rachel is learning, and I love them. I also appreciate Lydia's redemption. She's not cruel to the point where her redemption is undeserved, but she's still in the wrong. According to the wiki, she's a movie-exclusive character, which sucks because I'd love to explore her character more. Why is she a bully? Why does she not believe in fairies? Is she trying to grow up too fast? Or is someone in her life trying to make her more mature than she really is? Lydia and the other girls could have interesting backgrounds. Give me the human lore of the rainbow magic world! Honestly, like most adaptations, a lot of changes were made. The fairies are given distinct personalities, while the books tend to present the fairies as similar. Kirsty and Rachel look different, especially Kirsty. Jack Frost looks mostly similar, just more anime. But the goblins? Oh, they're ugly either way. I don't mind the design changes. I actually enjoyed this movie visually. There are some moments where the animation is sort of bouncy, and I loved it! Whatever this style is, do more please. As discussed before, Return to Rainspell Island is a British-Japanese co-production, co-produced by Hit Entertainment and the Answer Studio. Hit Entertainment was a British-American company that became defunct in 2016. However, the company had a huge name attached to it. Jim Henson. You know, that Jim Henson? From what I could find online, they actually helped distribute a lot of iconic kids shows. Some that I recognize are Oswald alongside Nickelodeon, Angelina Ballerina with Grand Slam Children's Films, Pingu Seasons 5 and 6, produced with Hot Animation, Thomas and Friends, and Kipper with Grand Slam Children's Films. Oh, Kipper was such a cute show! Hit Entertainment is a rabbit hole, and I'm glad I could briefly look into it. But what's important is that the Muppets and Rainbow Magic have a connection. The other company involved is the Answer Studio. The name sounds like a religious group, but it's a Japanese animation studio that has worked on a variety of superhero shows. They've also assisted with anime such as Aikatsu, My Hero Academia, and Mob Psycho 100. They're not a super recognizable name, but both of these companies have, or had, talent. And that shows in the Rainbow Magic movie. With this being such an obscure film, I didn't think the quality would be as good as it is. The voice acting is decent, the music is mostly good, the designs are adorable, and the animation can range from decent to really great. You can tell that there was love put into this film. It's such a shame that the movie had such a limited release. From what I could find online, the film was only released in the UK and Japan. Of course, now you can easily find the film online, but I can guarantee my grandma would have picked this up for me in a Walmart. I would have loved this movie as a kid. I had so much fun watching this movie. I knew it would be cute, but I didn't think I'd enjoy myself as much as I did. Such a nice brain break from my chaotic life. I don't know when my next YouTube upload will be. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But I am a lot more active on TikTok and Instagram. Links in the description as always. Lastly, troop on Hopelets, stay adorkable. Bye!